We're going to start out with our table topics tonight. Impromptu, speaking the I. Let's welcome our table topics master, Mr. Carlo Fournier.
Thank you, Ruben. So when I was looking at the website earlier this evening, I saw inspiration up there, and so I thought that might be the theme. I wasn't quite sure what the theme of the meeting was, but I went with inspiration. So I am going to base the table topics on that, and as far as the definition was concerned, the first definition was the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. Now to me, I've never thought of the last part as being part of that definition as far as being something creative. I've just always thought it was to stimulate to do something. My most inspirational quote is from Theodore Roosevelt, and it's, "Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in a gray twilight that knows not victory nor defeat." So when I'm worried about doing something or going outside my comfort zone, I like to read that and think, you know, let's get out there, let's feel some highs, let's feel some lows, and that's something that, you know, inspires me. So my first question is, do you have a quote or reading that inspires you? Kumar.
Yes, I absolutely do. Living in today's day and age when we are inundated with information, it really helps to find certain keystones that you want to go back to every time you feel overwhelmed. So I do not know if anyone in the audience has heard of this American author called David Foster Wallace. He gave a speech, which was part of the graduation speech at Kenyon College, called "This is Water." To me, that's my inspirational quote, "This is water." Now the contents of the speech are over 30 minutes long, which go way beyond what is allocated for table topics. But it succinctly sums it down to this key part. Don't forget the world that you live in. You're surrounded by the reality that exists within you. Don't let your mind overwhelm you by thinking that all your problems are yours alone. The reality of today's world can sometimes mean that you forget what it truly means in your life. So always, whenever you feel like you're being overwhelmed, come back to your senses and reevaluate what is important to you. Friends, family, health, a roof over your head, clothes to wear. These are the things to be grateful about. And that is water. Thank you.
Thanks, Kumar. So I find myself listening to Sirius Dartwick's station a lot, and I find that he has some inspirational stuff that he sings. One of them, I'm just going to share a couple of his songs, but the first one is "Standing Outside the Fire," and it's kind of along the same lines. Standing outside the fire, life is not tried, it is merely survived if you're standing outside the fire. So you want to jump in. That inspires me to, you know, get in there and feel the discomfort. The other one is "The River," and he says, this one's a little bit longer, but I'm going to read it to you. "Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away, till what we put off till tomorrow, it has now become today. So don't you sit up on the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance the rapids and dare to dance that tide. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry." And all the ones that seem to inspire me are the things that make you go outside your comfort zone. And I think for a lot of people here at Toastmasters, that's why we're here, is we want to be able to speak better, speak in front of larger audiences, and those are the sort of things that inspire me. So I want to know, what is a song that inspires you? Let's see, Tommy.
I listen to a lot of music. No, I do. Last week, I work at a place where we have live music every Wednesday. So I hear a lot of different versatile music, or just different styles of music. It's all that inspired us. So much music out there. Well, I'm a big fan of, this kind of goes off the track of Pink Floyd and anything that Roger Waters put out by himself. It's totally inspirational. It's so deep. He's got an album called Amuse Yourself to Death. And it's funny, he wrote it during, if you remember, during the Tiananmen Square, all that stuff. Yeah. So time-wise, and every song kind of relates to that. And they're all long, and it like really causes me to think and wonder, and wow, what am I doing? And what am I doing? What am I doing to affect the world in a positive way? It doesn't so much as like I can't hang on to one song or one lyric and hang it and repeat it over and over again. I've never really been able to do that. I mean, I do it occasionally, but it doesn't inspire me as much as the overwhelming effect it causes me to think and meditate on it. What effect I'm having and what we're having in the world.
Thanks, Tommy. This question, this person has been at Toastmasters for a long, long time and never heard a speech from her. And I haven't, she's been here longer than I've seen her go through the steps of getting her designation. So I want to know, what inspired you to come to Toastmasters meeting?
Thank you, Carlos. I'll answer that question first, and then I'm going to jump back to one of your other questions. What inspired me to come to Toastmasters in the first place was my boss telling me I needed to sharpen my presentation skills. I gave a presentation to a client. I think I told a story recently. And the kindest thing that an audience member said was, well, I wasn't too bored. Oh. So, yes, Dan, I am at Toastmasters. I did look into skill craft or skill track, something like that. It's a national public speaking, a national organization that has a lot of business type courses. That course was $1,200 for a 3-day presentation. We paid the check, but I had to cancel and reschedule, and never did attend. Somebody eventually told me about Toastmasters, so I have been here, I think, 15 years, give or take, or so. But Carlo, you did not mention one of my favorite inspirational Garth Brooks songs, I Hope You Dance. I also heard a comment, motto, whatever, earlier this evening. You can't win the game if you don't get off the bench. Which all brings us to one of the reasons why we're here. Won't get results if you don't take action one way or the other. We may flop and fall on our face, but the point is to get up and try again. I'm glad you were not here for some of my earliest speeches, because we are all in the same boat. We're scared to get up here, our knees are shaking, we and ah, rattle on, and give not so good presentations, but it's practice, practice, practice. So go to the dance, don't be a wallflower, get up and enjoy. Mr. Cable.
Thank you. So this one is, what is your inspiration for the future? Just going to give this one to Al if he's up for it. inspiration.
It's a two-part inspiration. I didn't start yet. My inspiration is God, number one, and love, number two. God being the first inspiration because I don't do anything without his involvement. I think that's very necessary. No matter how high or low I get, I have to remember that God is the source. He's responsible, for my leading. Number two, love. Love is the biggest motivator of all. I'm a big advocate for love. I like to see people in love. I like to go places that cultivate love. I love Paris because it's supposed to be a place of love. And so those are the two motivating factors, God and love. And as long as we have love in our hearts, right, and learn how to treat people in love, not based on emotion and what they do to us and so forth, we can evolve and do great things. So that's the two most inspirational factors for me. And I turn it back over to you, sir.
Who is the most inspirational person you know personally? Let's go. I don't remember y'all's names in the back. I've only met you once.
Dennis.
Let's go with Dennis. Carlo.
Well, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
I don't mean to be biased, but one of the most inspirational persons I know personally in my life is sitting next to me, back there in the corner.
Didn't come prepared to cry.
I have to start off by saying I wouldn't be here without my sister influencing me. We've had a journey these past 2 years, 2 or 3 years, we've gotten closer. And I've learned a lot from my sister. She's taught me about credit. She's taught me about finances. She's taught me about how to acquire things the right way, how to have patience. So she is the most inspirational person that I personally know, or one of them. And I'm happy to have her as a sister, and I'm happy to be here to work on my speaking skills and to grow as a person.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. You want one?
Sister
You want
wants
one?
one.
All
So
right.
she can top that.
Well, let's see.
All that praise.
We're going to go with, there have been some great humans who have come before us. Who is the most inspirational person in history that you can, who inspired you most historically that you don't know, unless you want to talk about your brother?
Sorry, started off. Okay. The most inspirational is God. That I definitely agree with what he said. Okay, I'm sorry. That's why I'm getting better at this. The quote that when he was asking about the quotes, my quote is "but God." So no matter what I go through in life, but God. No matter what I face, but God. That is who I turn to. That is who I believe in. That is who will give me the strength and power to continue. That is the reason that I'm here. That is who makes my relationship with my brother stronger. But God, that is who I cannot wait to meet one day. And that is who I have my hope and faith with, but God.